Many of you will remember when I did the video on this beautiful Kronos here, using a variety of parts. The spring inside was sent to me from NF Strike. This T-pole right here was sent to me by Iktomi. This priming sight and these beautiful quick load mag things, the door, and of course the holders for all that stuff, were sent to me by Foam Technician. And it was my love letter to the Kronos, me trying to do pretty much everything I could for the Kronos before going on to do something crazy like, I don't know, a Chrono Mag, which is definitely on the table. In fact, I have the stuff for it, I just need to stop being lazy and put it together. That being said, this thing hit 140 something FPS and I was pretty pleased with it, but I still have the same issue with the Kronos that I had even when it was stock, and that I literally can't hit anything because the balls just kind of curve in whatever direction they want, which for a single shot blaster doesn't work all that well. And while the holders and everything worked perfectly fine, this Prime Assist does not help at all with this kind of spring load, and that's why I put the whole T-pole on the back of this thing, which looks absolutely beautiful, but the problem kind of started happening is like, this is not in the center of gravity for pulling this thing back. If I had not such a crazy upgrade spring, this would be perfect. But since I have this absolutely crazy upgrade spring, even though that's all the way back, it's not catching. I have to really jump it back in order to try to get this thing to fire, which is an issue, especially when you're running around and shooting people. So while this is a great part, if you have like a crazy upgraded Kronos, this might not do you a whole lot of favors. And well, I always wanted basically what Chris Cartea had with his Chrono Mag, which was his, I think he made it out of fiberglass, but it was a Chrono pole that went all the way back here, which is closer to the center of mass on the pistol and more direct in line with the actual plunger tube and spring, which is probably a lot more efficient. And wouldn't you know it, our buddies at Worker actually made that thing in metal, because why the heck not? This was sent to me by NF Strike for review, and I'm pretty thankful for it. It's a relatively inexpensive part, and yet it is really friggin' nice. It's got a nice matte finish to it. It's black, it's aluminum, it's really, really cool. I'm super happy with it. And this is, I believe, a drop-in replacement. This just goes in the back where that little like gap right there is. There's supposed to be like a little piece of plastic that shifts that I actually don't know. I guess it just fills in a gap. But yeah, it's supposed to go back there. And that should be a replacement, which means I do need to remove this T-pole right here. There's not really a point of having both of them on there. Maybe I could just leave it on there. Yeah, it'll kind of get in the way. And hopefully, this will fix my problem of being able to prime my blaster. Hopefully. So, I think we only have to take apart the back end on this one, so let's get started. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just going to have those screw holes in there. Not much I can do about that one. Out and oh, interesting. I actually think this gets even more in line and fits. Yeah, it definitely goes in like that. It fits where the, wow, what used to be there? A priming indicator, I think? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's even more in line. So instead of being like down at the very bottom, it's like perfectly in the middle. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing any kind of cutting to this, but if I can't get this thing together, I may have to. And so I searched online, and sure enough, this piece does require you to cut through this. It was apparently a collaboration between Foam Focus in the UK and Worker, which is pretty cool. I like to see them work with more companies like that. That's actually really awesome. Good on you, Worker. But that does require us to widen that so this will fit. So, hobby knife pretty much required for this one. That should be pretty much everything we needed to do. I'm gonna cheat. I wonder why that won't go on one side. It's perfect, and on the other side, not so much. And I'm not quite sure. Oh, wait, no. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. A little bit of percussive maintenance, but hey, that's essentially perfect. Means I still have that gap down there. Darn it, I lost that piece a while ago. Frickin' perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. And the reasoning for this working so well is the direction. While this T-pole worked really good and looks friggin' cool and is bolted on there, and I mean, this is just 3D printed, but it held, it did not break. I've used this in 3 different games so far. Really nice, but it does sit at the top, which is not in line with the spring force or anything like that. So when you're pulling it back, you're kind of pulling the thing upwards, which, while it worked, there's such an insane spring load in this thing that it's like, yeah, it's hitting harder than K26 right now. So you can kind of imagine that was kind of, I had to really rank back on it to prime it, as you saw. Then I thought that this went down in the bottom right there, which is below, but it's closer to the center of like where the spring force is. Didn't do that. Worker decided to put it right up in the very middle. So you do have to modify your blaster somewhat, but with a hobby knife, I mean, I didn't even really try and I got that clean. I did have to kind of pound it together. I'm not sure whether that's tolerances against worker or my blaster, but it worked, and I mean, I do have to make a little bit more of an effort than just like, slap it back, it works. Like, I can prime it really slowly, which is exactly what I wanted. I could not do that with this. And of course I could not do it like that either anyway. So that is exactly what I wanted. That completes my Kronos even more. This thing is turning into an absolute monster and I love it! Ah yes, the jump cut, the most informal editing tool in the YouTuber's arsenal. I really, really wanted to put the Gavin Fuzzy muzzle on this thing, so, oh, I'm so glad I just did that. For some reason, it just screamed I needed to do it. So now, you know, if anybody else wants to send me some swag for the Kronos, let me know, because this boyo's getting pretty big. This is a primary, by the way. There's no way this could be holstered or anything like that. That's why it has the speed loaders on the side and stuff like that. Maybe I just need to get good with the Kronos, because, yeah, I still have not hit anybody with this thing, but now it's like frickin' prime to just destroy people. So let's see what happens with that. If you need to see these Gavin Fuzzy pieces, I just did a video on them. You can find that link in the corner. They are excellent. I only used that piece right there for the front, but there are other pieces. Anyway, the point is, Kronos, spiffy. I really want to like it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it hasn't been all that faithful to me yet, but we'll see how much junk I can shove on one and see if I can make it any better. And that's like, oh, that's so much better of a prime. Anyway, this has been Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Again, if you want to find links to any of the stuff that's currently on this blaster, it will be down in the description, as well as links to things like merch at Teespring for shirts and phone cases, or the link to the Fuzzy Walrus Industries Discord channel. And if you really want to support me, the new cool thing that all the cool kids are doing is that you can totally hit the join button. That's right next to the subscribe button. And for $5 a month, you get a variety of perks for becoming a member of the Walcom S7 channel. First and foremost, you get a little icon next to your name in the comment section and during live chat, which is a little dart icon, which the longer you remember, the bigger the dart. From the humble elite dart all the way up to the crossbow arrow, the 1995 crossbow. Those are all hand done by me, and I'm quite proud of them. And of course, you also get access to like the cool little hidden videos and stuff that I've been posting in the community section of the channel, which are just non-edited informal things of whatever I feel like talking about at that time. So that's kind of nifty if you're into that, and then some other little perks, and hey, that stuff will change as time goes on as I figure out what I want to do with it, so that's also there. Anyway, Kronos, I can't end videos, so, bye!